What about you, my dear?
Okay, I have a lot of people I look up to actually, because I believe that to be to be the person you really want to be, you really have to have a lot of mentors. So one of the persons I look up to um, is Miss Edith Okon. She's actually a graphic designer, but she has made it real big with her skill. So I really look up to her because she started off without being without having any publicity and all that. But she continued, she was consistent with what she was doing. She kept on showing up every day, she kept on doing what she thought she could do. And today she's a very, very well-known graphic designer. I look up to her a lot.
All right, thank you so much for that. Now let's talk of peer pressure. You know, it's one thing common with young people. I mean, you just want to be approved by everybody.
Feel among, yeah.
You want to feel among. That's the word because peer pressure dealt with me, guys. It dealt with me. So, how, like, how do you think peer pressure, like, I want to know from your own standpoint, how did peer pressure hinder you from discovering something about yourself? Okay, is there anything like that for you?
Well, yes, peer pressure. Like, okay, if to start with, you sit down by yourself and you think that you say that you will not go out. You will not go out from 7 p.m. to 9, or like you will not go out once it is 7 p.m. Then you will stay. You get a phone call from your friend and say, hello, Ify, can we come out and go for a party? You see, you like to displease yourself by not abiding to the by not abiding to what your by not abiding to your standard. Then you will go out because you want to impress your friends, and by not doing that they will see you as, let me use this word, like Jew girl, that you are not among, you don't want to feel among, so they will see you like that, you see. But if you have standard, like if I have a very good standard for myself, if I say no, that will be my no. So even if they pressure me, because I have discovered myself and I see that I want higher things, I want I want to mingle with higher people, not people that will bring you down. So peer pressure, it really affects, but as a teenager, you have to build yourself so that even if your friends leave you because you are not going to you are not going with them to things that are ungodly, but because you have a standard and you have discovered yourself, you see that you overcome all this pressure. And even after this now, they will start coming to you for advices because they see that you are not doing what they are doing. So
All right. Blessing, has peer pressure ever made you not to do something you wanted to do? You say, guy, these people see me as this, you know. Have you ever
Yes,
been in such situation before?
yes. There was a time my friends, they were like, they wanted to go out. So we are like, I'm not going to go because my mom will shout at me. So they were like, you're going to go now. You're going to be fast. You're going to come early. You're going to go early. Like, I was like, now. My mom is going to shout too. But they're like, convincing me, let's go now. I got back to know this, something like that. I was like, oh, let me just check. I was like, okay, let me go. Nah, I went to, I came back. Like, my mom was shouting, like, I was like, mommy, it's not my fault, though. It's my friends. They are like, let me follow them and go. I tried to explain, but she was like, "Why would you allow, why would you allow them to like push you to go
Yeah.
when you know you can? Like, I'm going to shout." She was like telling me, "I told her, mom, it's not my fault. Like, I wanted to be like I'm wrong. I don't want to be like, let me just go home and go and rest, you know." So I think I had the courage to tell them no, like any oh no, that wouldn't have happened. But due to I wasn't that courageous to tell them no. So that was what happened. I wasn't that courageous to tell them that I can't do it, stuff like that.
Your mom just reminded me of, our so-called Nigerian parents. You cannot come back and cry to your parents, say they flog you or your mates beat you. She will, oh God help us. I just love something she said. She said, the courage to say no. I mean, you have a focus. You are heading somewhere, right? You want to discover who you really are, because once you discover who you are, it streams out a lot of things. I mean, it can even help you. It helps in career decisions. Like, I could remember changing my career. Like, okay, I had like 6 different things I wanted to be from the age of 4. Even till my secondary school, like senior secondary, I was still changing things. I mean, there was no focus. I didn't know who I was. I was just there. I was just moving. This peer pressure thing, I think it does this move with the crowd thing.
Yes.
Because once you move with them, you can't really find yourself. You will be lost in
Lost.
the crowd. You won't know your voice. You will not find who you are. So I'm so glad you said something like that. Let's dive in deeper. Now, okay, let's just say at this age, let me believe that you are gradually getting who you are, right? Yeah, you're seeing the bigger picture, because the picture will not really show itself. So if you're to make a very big decision now that you're gradually seeing yourself from another light, how would these people influence you? Like, let's say I come to you and say, this thing you're about to do, this is how you're supposed to do it. I just talked to you. How will you respond to me this time around?
I don't really get your question.
Okay, I mean, let's say right now, you're starting to see who you are. And you're about to make a very big decision, right? And now other people expect something from you, right? But because you know who you are, there is something you want. Now, if I'm if I'm among those group of people that want you to like do this the way we think you should do it, how will you respond to me?
Okay. Since I already have a bigger picture and where I'm going to, I wouldn't have to listen to them because they're actually distractions. They're trying to take me back to where I'm not supposed to be. So I'll have to say no. Exactly. That's the only thing I'll have to do, because there is nothing else they can offer. So because I know who I am and I know where I'm going to and I know the heights I have to attain, I must have to let go of everything that is going to pull me down.
Wow. The courage to say no. That thing keeps coming. That means this word no is a very... We need to start learning how to use it, because when I was younger, no was not in my vocabulary. Oh, you come and do this? Yes. Oh, you do that? Yes. I would not say no. But my mom said her auntie traveled overseas and she met with her daughter. And her daughter told her that once a child gets to a certain age, they start teaching them how to say no. These guys, they really have this thing about human rights. You cannot really bully them or push them around because they know their rights. Right?
Yes.
Okay, let's move further because of our time. Okay, so I'm now looking at you as someone who we have already established that you people, because of this program, now you are already knowing yourself. Even if you were not knowing, at least these questions will make you think about who the real you is, the real voice you have. So what will you start doing today that you don't used to do before? How will you do it? Let's hear from you, Ifoma.
Okay. From now on, from now on, I'll start doing things that will improve me very well, like will improve my thinking ability, my career. I'll start doing things that will improve them very well, and I'll stop things that will mar my future, mar anything that I want to do, and stop friends. I'll stop keeping late nights, and I'll also try to advise any teenager that wants to listen. I'll try to advise them to discover more on themselves, not to be dependent on others, like to follow the crowd, as you say. So I will stop following the crowd. I will try to sit and improve myself more from now on.
That's really amazing. Like, listen, if you start doing these things you just said, trust me, your life will be very ordered. Let's hear from you, Blessing.
Okay, from now on, I'll try to discover things that I really love doing,
Wow.
like within myself, without anyone telling me, you can do this. I will do it myself and know things that uh, I can feel comfortable doing, and things that I can do within myself and not depending on friends that will tell you, oh yeah, let's join hand and do it together. I want to do things that I like. They will say, who did this? Is Chinemeram. She's the one that did it without anybody like assisting me. She did it with friends. I just want to feel like independent within myself and do things that I can really do.
But as a teenager, don't you think your mom is going to see it as rebellion? Don't you think?
Mm, it's not that I'm going to cancel out like entirely. She's going to be amongst, but I'm going to be in charge. Let me just say it like that. She's going to be helping me like a little. Yeah.
Okay, that's good, because we cannot really take out the role of our parents and our, the people we look up to. We can't really take out their role in this journey of self-discovery. Do you have any final remarks for our viewers, your fellow teenagers out there, Ms. Chinaza?
Okay. All I have to say is that teenager out there, no one has the right to tell you what you can and you can do. You just have to believe in yourself and do what you think is best for you.
All right, thank you, Ifoma.
Okay. To my fellow teenagers, I have to advise you to discover more about yourself and not to put into peer pressure. You own yourself.
All right, Blessing.
Okay, to my teenagers out there, just an advice that you are unique in any aspect. You're unique and you can do things within yourself if you want to. So let no one discourage you that you can do it. You can do it. And I believe you can do it. And trust me, if you do, you go far in life.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And finally, from your host, Auntie Ongi, I think I will tell you that the journey of self-discovery is not a sprint. It is a journey, and it will take a very long while. And you have to work meticulously to do things and get them right. Go out there, explore, make mistakes, start up again. And trust me, you're going to enjoy life totally. So, and right now, we'll be heading over for the next segment, which is the health tips. And Chinaza is already standing by to educate us on health tips. Chinaza, I hope you are ready.
Hi. Thank you, Antioni. Of course, I'm very ready. Hello, viewer. My name is Ugo Chinaza, and I'll be taking you guys on the health tips segment. So today, I'm going to be sharing a health tips that will help teenagers to manage their body odor. Okay, in the world today, teenagers face a lot of challenges, a whole lot of them, ranging from psychological, emotional, physical, and health challenges. But one of their most faced challenges is how to manage their body odor. Body odor on its own, I believe it's not something bad. It's growth. Yes, it's called growth. So sometimes some kind of food we eat, we consume, help to contribute to the rate of our body odor, like red meat, spicy food, asparagus, all those things, they contribute to bad body odor. Okay, sweat on its own doesn't have any odor, it's actually odorless. But when it reacts with the bacteria on the skin, it gives off an unpleasant smell. So, when you eat food that have high sulfur content, they tend to increase the rate of bad body odor, especially in teenagers. So, with that being said, we're going to move over to the tips that will help you manage your body odor. Firstly, proper hydration. a lot of us nowadays, we don't really take hydration into consideration because I don't know why, like a lot of us are just in a hurry, usually forget to drink water. Normally for boys, they're supposed to take like 3 liters of water and ladies 2 liters of water. Hydration is essential for digestion in the body because when you hydrate properly, those toxins will be eliminated through urination and less toxins will be excreted from the skin. So these toxins which contribute to bad body odor will be reduced or entirely avoided. Secondly, balanced diet. When we eat more of fruits and vegetables, they help to strengthen the immune system, especially the acidic ones. They wash out the toxins in the body and they help to build us up to be strong. Vegetables.
Hello, I'm Debra Wakova. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
Good afternoon and welcome to the news at 3 on Aneke TV. First, the headlines. Can rejects foreign claims of Christian genocide. Federal government sets up new committee to avert ASU strike. Lagos State defends demolition at trade fair. Federal government to revoke licenses of underperforming discos by 2028. Fire raises part of River State Secretariat. Senator Natasha attends plenary after suspension. President Tinubu seeks Senate confirmation of NERC chairman. I am Amaka Nichi. Now the news in details. The Christian Association of Nigeria CAN has dismissed allegations of a Christian genocide in the country, describing them as false narratives pushed by foreign interests. Reacting to comments by U.S. comedian Bill Maher and Senator Ted Cruz, who accused the Nigerian government of ignoring attacks on Christians, CAN's Director of National Issues, Abimbola Ayuba, said the killings in Nigeria are not targeted at any specific religion. Ayuba explained that both Christians and Muslims have fallen victim to insurgents who attack worshippers, markets and communities indiscriminately. Bullets don't look for a Christian or spare a Muslim, he said, urging unity and a national approach to end insurgency rather than relying on foreign sympathy or interventions. Meanwhile, barely 24 hours after ASU threatened to embark on a nationwide strike, the federal government has inaugurated an expanded negotiation committee to hasten agreement with academic and non-academic unions across tertiary institutions. The committee, led by Mahmoud Yayale Ahmed, was unveiled by the Ministry of Education Minister Dr. Maruf Tunji Lause. It is aimed to unify all stalled negotiations under one inclusive framework to ensure lasting peace in the education sector. Dr. Alausa said President Bola Tinubu has given full backing to the process, insisting that students must remain in school. The committee, which indicates representatives from the Ministries of Labor and Education, has been tasked with delivering swift and fair resolutions. Following the demolitions, the Lagos State government has defended its demolition exercise at the Trade Fair complex, insisting all actions were lawful and within its authority. The Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources in the state, Mr. Tukumbo Wahab, stated on X that the government enforcement drive is backed by the law and would continue irrespective of whose ox is gored. His response came after Senator Victor Ume, representing Anambra Central Senatorial District, criticized the demolitions as illegal and a breach of due process, arguing that the complex is federal property. In other news, the federal government has warned that electricity distribution companies DISCOs failing to meet performance standards will lose their licenses when they expire in 2028, according to Power Minister Adebayo Adelabu. Speaking at the Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja, Mr. Adelabu blamed DISCOs for Nigeria's persistent power failures, describing them as the major bottleneck in the sector. He vowed that only firms showing technical expertise, financial stability and commitment to national interest would have their licenses renewed. The minister also announced that President Bola Tinubu has approved a 4 trillion naira bond to clear verified debts owed to power generation companies, gencos and gas suppliers, alongside plans for a targeted subsidy to protect vulnerable households. Sadly, fire has gutted a section of the River State Secretariat complex in Port Harcourt, destroying offices and property. The blaze, which started at the ground floor of the podium block, was reportedly caused by an electrical fault. State Head of Service, Dr. Ian Brown, confirmed there were no casualties, adding that firefighters from state, federal and military units swiftly contained the inferno. The News at 3 is coming to you live from Aneke TV. Remember, you can follow us on all social media feeds on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and here on YouTube, all at Aneke TV. Now, a quick reminder of major developments in the news. CAN rejects foreign claims of Christian genocide. Federal government sets up new committee to avert ASU strike. Lagos State Defense Trade Fair demolitions. Federal government revoke licenses of underperforming discos by 2028. Fire raises part of River State Secretariat. Still to come in the news, Senator Natasha attends plenary after suspension. President Tinubu seeks Senate's confirmation of NERC chairman. Please stay with us.
Hello, I'm Debra Wakoba. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
You're still watching the News at 3 on Aneke TV, and still on the local news. The senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpote-Dragon, today returned to the Senate after serving a 6-month suspension. She was seen smiling as the upper chamber resumed plenary following a 10-week recess, with Senate President Godswill Akpabio presiding over the session. The lawmaker was accompanied by a handful of activists and loyalists, including Aisha Yusufu, who was spotted in the gallery while others weren't allowed in. She walked into the Senate chamber and made her way to her seat, and after exchanging pleasantries with a few senators, Senator Akpote-Dragon's return marks the end of a suspension that had generated widespread public debate earlier in the year. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has forwarded a letter to the Senate seeking the confirmation of Engineer Abdullahi Ramat as the chairman and chief executive officer of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. The letter was read during the resumption of plenary on Tuesday by Senate President Godswill Akpabio. The Senate had gone on its annual recess on July 24, a tradition that allows lawmakers to combine legislative work with constituency duties and personal engagements. In business, Nigeria's oil and gas sector has recorded a 762% rise in rig count, with $40 billion in new investments, according to the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. The agency credited the surge to reforms introduced under the Petroleum Industry Act and improved investor confidence. Active rigs increased from 8 in 2021 to 69 in 2025, while oil output now averages 1.65 million barrels per day, with plans to reach 2.5 million by 2027. In sports, Brazilian India dominated the maiden Abia Para Badminton International Tournament, relegating host Nigeria to 4th place on the medals table. Brazil won 7 gold, India 6, and Peru came 3rd, while Nigeria finished with 3 gold, 4 silver, and 9 bronze medals. Despite the overall rankings, Nigeria's Eniola Bolaji impressed with a gold medal win in the women's singles SL3, alongside Jeremiah Nana and Mary Nathan, who also secured gold in their categories. The tournament drew 114 athletes from 13 countries competing across 19 events in Umuahia. Abia State Governor Alex Oti announced a $50,000 cash reward for participating athletes and confirmed the state would host the event again next year. Officials from the Badminton World Federation hailed Nigeria's commitment to inclusivity, describing the championship as a landmark for para sports development in Africa. Still in sports, Remo Stars